I grew up in Barcelona in the 60s. When I was a child, I lacked one of the most telling signs of femininity at the time. My hair was cut short, and I had no earrings. Hence, I had to explain again and again that I was not a boy. I wanted to be a woman. Or didn't I? Well, as a matter of fact, I hesitated between two role models. On the one hand, Rita, the female, as an alluring spectacle, sexy, glamorous, wonderful, a great dancer. On the other, the French intellectual, a maître à penser, leveled, engaged, socially relevant, with a powerful intellect. Well, it never occurred to me that I could have it all. Actually, I was not the only one. Well, I wanted to be a woman, and I wanted to be loved. So I tried very strongly to fit into what I thought was that ideal. One of the things I did when I was a kid, actually, is to drop chess classes in order not to appear too intelligent to men and scare them. Then, my high performance in maths dropped as soon as I learned that women were not supposed to be as good at them as men. Then, I decided to take further action. So when I was a teenager and I did not need permission from my parents, I decided to grow my hair long and pierce my ears and wear earrings. I did something else. I dropped university and tried to work as a fashion model. The results of my first photographic session amazed me. On some of them, I appear as what I was, a young teenager. In others, I felt I looked in drag. Well, what was the point of becoming a model to achieve my highest ideal of femininity, which was namely tall, blue-eyed, blonde, and seductive, if I was going to feel I looked in drag? Well, I failed to embody my model of femininity, so I decided to stop trying. I accepted the offer of a famous hairdresser and cut my hair short, thinking this would be the end of it and I would be back to university. Well, to my surprise, this was the beginning of a successful modeling career. Lots of work, lots of pictures, but I'm happy because these pictures depicted me as an androgynous, asexual being. And, this is not what I wanted to be. Little by little, I started feeling fragmented, dispersed, and I was very unhappy. At a certain point, I couldn't even smile without having facial spasms in my face. Well, it was obvious I was not achieving that model. So, one day, on my way to a casting, a shiny book cover on a bookshop window caught my attention. It said, "Image and appearance of the human body." I thought, well, there must be something for me in there. I bought it and immediately read Bayanese psychiatrist Paul Schilder, classic study from cover to cover. This was the beginning of a quest that brought me to two wonderful Scottish universities. Aberdeen, where I took my degree in cultural history, and Edinburgh, where I did a PhD in the sociology of gender. I want to say thank you to public education. I want to say thank you to British taxpayers for funding my education. I was very happy in university, but suddenly, something in me was radically and unexpectedly exceeding the academic frame. And it came up in a most strange manner. One day, well, a couple of days, two different people, two different male PhDs that were doing their PhDs with me, and these were not connected between them. They did not know each other. They told me, you don't look very academic, you know. They suggested I should wear fake glasses in order to appear more academic. Apparently, my appearance did not kind of transmit that I had intellectual competence. Well, I was astonished. I could not believe my ears, but it was real. So, one day, after giving a departmental talk in Cambridge University, I was treated by the members of the department to the local pub. While people, mostly men, were getting their drinks at the bar, I just was left alone, sitting with a senior Cambridge don. This gentleman, out of the blue, looked at me straight in the eye and said, "Your appearance is going to bring you trouble in academia. My advice is, don't change your style, just be who you are and go ahead." Well, again, I was astonished. It was clear that there was a difference between me and my male colleagues, and it was not related to intellectual abilities. It was related to appearance and looks, and I had to crack why. The first insight came with famous Gloria Steinem's words, "Oh my God, I think I'm becoming the man I wanted to marry." Well, it was really true, you know. I was acquiring the education I had admired in former boyfriends and French intellectuals, but did I need to become a woman in order to be considered intellectually competent? I learned that we organize our thinking in hierarchical pairs. On the one hand, we set femininity, on the other, masculinity. And we attach a number of meanings to each of these categories. On the one hand, we have culture, nature, reason, emotion, productive, reproductive, active, passive, very important, the universal, the particular, okay? Now, this is not only a way of thinking, this is a way of looking at reality. We actually see through these categories. They shape our outlook on life, the way in which we look at each other and to ourselves, and the way in which we structure our own feeling and thinking. Moreover, as physicist and epistemologist Evelyn Fox Keller, US physicist and epistemologist Evelyn Fox Keller has shown, from Plato to Francis Bacon to the current scientific understanding of the quest, of the path to knowledge, women are out of the equation. They see a divide. We are heirs of a divide between nature and reason. No wonder I was asked to defeminize myself. If women and femininity are associated to nature, and this is what we see, I was a foreign body to the scientific endeavor. How to solve that? We have got the why now. We have got the answer. This is a way of thinking, feeling and thinking that's been carrying with us. It's been with us for a long time. Well, I decided to bring the theory back home. I decided to start writing from a personal, academic, and political perspective. I did more than that. I went back to my country and write about a topic that I decided to drop before, which is namely modeling. I've been lucky enough, against all odds, and believe me, there have been many, continue publishing, researching, and even being here with the honor to speak to you. So nowadays, in me, Rita and the intellectual get on very well, and I feel at home. But it still needs to be said, neither women nor femininity are a hindrance in the path of knowledge. Actually, women have powerful minds, and societies can't afford to lose their brightness. If we want to make a shift, we need to change the model. Thank you.